Okay. Voulez-vous coucher avec un ghost?
C'est oui.
C'est oui!
No.
Oui?
Oui?
Mais
No.
oui, but of course. No.
Canva thinks you spelled everything wrong.
Yeah.
Doesn't like French. Hater. Discriminator.
Canva is a hater. Okay.
Voulez-vous coucher avec un ghost?
Un ghost?
Goose.
So in French it's actually fantôme.
Un fantôme.
But it didn't flow as nicely as ghost.
Voulez-vous coucher avec un fantôme?
Mm-hmm. So for those of you that are not bilingual,
Like me.
like we are not, but
I'm not bilingual whatsoever.
that means, would you sleep with a ghost?
Not the teeth kiss. At the
I know, at the same time.
Jib up. Oh, can't make it up, guys.
Could we be any more like?
Could we try? We could.
Well, we could try.
You could post edit it, sync it, but you can't. Like, that was too perfect.
It's already synced.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to Tea Tales and Talks, where we talk about spooky things, drink some tea, and try not to get too scared. I'm Sarah, I'll be your host.
And I'm Mackenzie. I'll be your co-host.
For these strange and occasionally unsettling tales. In this episode, we're diving into the concept of succubus and incubus. Succubi and incubi, actually. Mm-hmm. And asking the question, Voulez-vous coucher avec un ghost? So grab a lovely cup and settle in for this ghostly Valentine's episode.
We need some, like, French kind of sounding music playing in the background.
Something la vie en rose.
Like not even the bow chicka, maybe the bow chicka wow once we get into it. But like the French, like, you know, like Pepe Le Pew when he walks in, and then you have all the like. That's what we need.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Love Day.
Whoop, whoop.
Even though we're recording this well before Valentine's Day, and the episode is coming out 2 days after Valentine's Day.
We're still on the love kind of season.
We're keeping the love vibes going.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to stay on theme for today, we decided to explore a concept I thought would be weird and funny, and dare I say a little intimate. Perfect for Valentine's Day. Today we're diving into the concept of, well, I'll just say it outright, sex demons, and the idea of being intimate with different ghostly entities. Yeah, this is going to be a weird one, so hold on to your boots and coats and hats.
And teacups.
And teacups. So get your boots and your coat for that wet ass. He bought a phone just for pictures of this. It's fitting, I guess. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Wet ass ghost.
Wet ass ghost stories. Oh. Maybe, I don't know.
We'll see how this episode goes.
I love Valentine's Day. And I love ghosts too. And I thought long and hard about how to combine the two for this episode in a way that would be interesting and fun and funny. And I was thinking about people who have fallen in love with ghosts and ghosts that are like obsessed with people. And then I took it a step further.
And then went a little bit deeper.
And then I went a little bit over the cliff. But I was kind of inspired by the idea of like beings, like energy beings, spirits, ghosts, if you will, wanting to be intimate with human beings, like living people. We will be covering a variety of beings for this theme. Some of them are innocent enough, while others have a more sinister motive. I have a slight disclaimer at the beginning of this episode. We will not be touching anything to do with passed on loved ones. And as always, this is just for entertainment purposes. Love ya. We don't want to get too... This isn't a serious episode.
No, this is
Last
fun.
episode was serious, but this
it was as serious as we could fucking make it.
But this one is not like that.
No.
So, across different cultures... No. Before we do that, I want to do a little tarot card, okay? I'll do a little quickie.
With the spirits. Got her. Just kidding. Just with the deck.
Got him. Just with the deck. A little quickie with the deck. And it's my love deck.
What are the first two that you discarded?
Oh no, these are just the... It's
the
like
top. They're like the jokers of the deck. The intro.
It's like the link for online and like the
The like cover cards.
Yeah, the cover cards. Yeah, don't worry. This is my love deck.
It's very pretty.
And it's the one that we got at the Witchy Market. It's the Botticelli deck. And it's so beautiful and gold and lovely. And for whatever reason, this one decided to be my like relationship one. So it's very romantic when I try to do readings. And it's really good for giving like romance advice. Ooh. So I'll just pull like one card, maybe two cards, and we'll see what's up, what the Botticelli romance deck has to say for us on this Valentine's Day. Maybe you have a question.
I got chocolate on my kneecap.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Well, it came out upside down. It's the Tower reversed. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't have time to ask a question because the cards are coming out. Guess what the second one is.
Left, right, and center.
Knight of Cups.
Oh.
Okay. Right off the bat. I'm going to save the Tower one for in 1 second, but the Knight of Cups is really good. It means cups are emotions. We know this. Water and emotions. The Knight can also represent like a love offering coming to you, and the horse represents speed and action. Also the Knight, if it's the king, usually that indicates it someone older. If it's the page, it's usually someone younger, but the Knight is like I don't know, in
That's
the sweet spot. It's just in short, it means that there's a love offer, emotional offer coming to you quickly. Something very quickly.
That's interesting.
Something to do with emotions.
That's crazy.
Take that for what you will. I'll do another one before we do that. Tower moment.
Oh my god, God. The deck is jumping out. It's the one that you're left with is the card.
Oh my god. Hold on. It's gonna come out, I promise.
There's a definition of making it rain.
Oh my gosh. It's the Ace of Cups. Holy shit, every single one of the cards came out. Okay, that just means some are gonna be upside down. And some won't be. That's fine. Oh my god, they're everywhere.
I mean, part of the thing is like the shuffle of them and how they go, so.
Well, whatever it means.
Don't lose our Knight card.
Oh no, don't worry. Got it. So whatever it means, every strength is on the back of the deck. So that's nice. That's a good omen. All of my cards fell out, so also take that for whatever that means.
The deck is jumping.
The deck is decking. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna take a picture. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Oh, fuck yeah.
That's it.
Okay, sorry, I was just taking pictures. Okay, so.
Do you want to take your mug back?
No, just hold it. Just hold it for the rest of the episode. If I continue
to hold it here, I will take a sip of it. It will become my cup.
You can hold it permanently. Okay, so Knight of Chalices, which is the Knight of Cups. We talked about that one. The other one that came out was Ace of Cups. Now that's a really good card because it means basically like the overflowing of emotions. It also means like emotional fulfillment for you because your cup is overflowing. It also has to do with you. So it's because it's an ace card. It's one single being. It typically means all the emotional stuff and like your cup overflowing. It has to do with you and not somebody else. So it's coming from an internal source, not an external source. That's just what I'm getting. Now, the one that I did not want to talk about is the Tower card, but it is in reverse. So what I'm getting from this is it's also in between the Knight of Cups and Ace of Cups. So I think that this means either you just had a Tower moment in your life where everything kind of flipped upside down, rearranged, or you are like in the midst of chaos, and that's coming to a close pretty soon.
We can hope.
On another path, I guess, it could also mean that you're going through a lot of chaos right now, but somebody is coming in with like an emotional support in the midst of the chaos. That could also be another option. That's all I'm getting from these guys.
I think it's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good. Hopefully you guys like that little reading. It's see, I knew that the love deck never lies. The Botticelli deck.
She knows.
She knows everything. What are we sipping on today?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen.
You gotta explain this one because you're the mastermind.
I made us some chai lattes today.
Got our own little barista in the house. Let's give it up. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Homemade. Listen, I've been home. I am home for a while, so I keep making things.
She's a creator. She likes to make things.
Again, so that I do not jump off the roof.
Edit episodes, bake sweets.
Yes.
Do things.
So I made lattes for us, chai lattes for us. Max has a espresso shot in it. Mine doesn't because I can't drink coffee.
Past 12.
Well, yeah, past 12 p.m. And the way that I did it is I do it on the stove, okay, with water and milk / cream. And then I put 2 bags of chai tea, stash chai tea, that's my favorite. 1 bag of I said peppermint again.
She did this earlier. I was like, there's no peppermint in this drink.
1 bag of pumpkin spice. And then I cooked that up with a little bit of sugar, and it's super yummy. Anyways, we're both sipping on that, and we're both sipping out of I gave us both heart mugs because it's our Valentine's episode, so I wanted us to be on theme.
We're in the love fest.
So Mackenzie has what are those called? Candy hearts?
Yeah.
The ones with the little, like,
they're just
notes on them.
I think they're just candy. Sweethearts?
Sweetheart? No.
Swedish heart.
Message heart? Whatever. You know the colorful little heart.
The little
hard candy things.
I think they're sweethearts.
Sweethearts?
Maybe. Because they have sweet little messages on them, like, I love you. Or, like, I remember the ones that have, like, text me that's, like, TXTME. I'm like, oh!
You're cute. And then I have my big, fat, huge mug.
Yeah, yours is cute. It looks very handmade.
It's so cute, isn't it? It's, like, a little bit bumpy.
It's, like, the little dimples, which are nice because you can, like, grip into it.
And it's red and it has little white hearts all over it. So we're on theme today. Let us know what you guys are sipping this Valentine's Day. Or what you did sip on. Did you have some red wine? Did you also have a chai latte like us? Did you have something else? We want to know what fancy love drink you're sipping on. Okay. Now we get into the sex demons. Or they get into us.
Oh shit, bow chicka.
No, I hope
wow,
not.
wow.
No, I hope
no,
not.
Actually,
I hope not.
Please. No,
please no.
No sex demons for this Valentine's. We're
No,
just
thank
gonna
you.
talk
No,
about
thank
them and more about them.
So across different cultures, these beings weren't just spirits. They were described as entities who formed intimate connections with humans, sometimes romantic, sometimes manipulative, sometimes protective, and sometimes dangerous. And they only want one thing: to suck the life out of you. Okay, seriously though, they literally want to drain you of your life force and take your energy. That's how they survive. That's how they feed. And these things aren't just modern make-believe. The concept of these particular demons are recorded as far back as medieval times. I think I read somewhere, like, they first started popping up, the idea of them, or like a name for them, in the 14th century.
To be honest, it does feel kind of medieval.
It does, right? The concept, once I get more into it, you'll see, like, it fits. Okay, so what the fuck is a sex demon? I will explain more on the difference between what a succubus is and an incubus, but they are demons that charm and seduce living people in order to get close enough to take their vitality. They are believed to be immortal beings that have at no point been human. A lot of people in folklore would associate them specifically the female succubus with Lilith from the Bible.
She's bad.
And because allegedly I don't know the logistics, but a lot of like in the religious world
Communities. Yep.
community
Places.
Lilith is associated with like indulgence and like sin and like sex and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it would make sense that some believe that, obviously, in this, I almost said mythology, but like kind of in that aspect, they believe that the succubi and incubi are descendants of Lilith. I read that usually these demons are motivated, or I guess they can sense / look out for people who are experiencing sleep paralysis or having wet dreams. That's their easiest way to get to you. I also read somewhere somebody basically explained these as energy vampires, but for sexual energy specifically. So like they literally feed on your energy. It's just an easier way to access it is
more loosey-goosey if you're giving it up.
So how they manifest. Typically, a demon of this nature will manifest in a way that is most physically appealing to you, the victim. So basically, whatever you find the most attractive and alluring. The catch-22 of this is that whatever they show up as is not actually their true form. Their real form is a lot less romantic and a lot more terrifying.
Classic shockers.
Where their outward persona may appear charming and enticing, their true form is usually grotesque, often fashioning horns and bat wings, described as gargoyle-looking, with clawed hands and glowing eyes. Now, I have to say that based on many, many, many stories of encounters with these demons, some people have described an invisible force, while some have said to have seen a manifested entity, so something they can actually see, and others have said their encounter was with what they really thought was another living person. So like a solid being that they could see and feel.
That's a strong one.
That's crazy. And typically they present as being like a perfect person, completely beautiful, but there's usually one giveaway that they may be a succubus or an incubus, which is if they have bat-like wings or a serpent tail.
I knew it was the tail! I knew if they have a tail, it's a giveaway. Something's up.
Always look for the tail.
Always look for a tail, guys. We're putting that on a t-shirt.
Always look for a tail. So what do they do? These demons have a purpose and a mission. Yes, to suck the life out of you, but how do they do this? The usual attack method for the succubi or incubi is to enter the victim's space while they're in a vulnerable state. Sometimes they do this by seducing or charming, and their whole goal is to access and drain your breath, life energy, and in some cases, semen. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
In folklore, it's said that they do this by sitting on their victims and crushing them. This is kind of a connection to sleep paralysis. I know a lot of people describe like a crushing feeling on their chest when they get sleep paralysis. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's
an incubi or
a sex demon, but one probably why they choose to attack you during sleep paralysis, because you can't physically move your body. Some tales suggest that the demon doesn't even necessarily need to be present in the room in order to attack you. They can metaphysically enter the victim's dreams. So that's another way to get you. And they can still suck the life out of you that way.
I feel like there's no safety. Especially if you're sleeping.
Yeah. You're so vulnerable. All your guards are down. In short, they feed off of your vitality and life energy, which in some cases could lead to actually killing the victim, not just draining them. So, now I will tell you, what is the difference between a succubus and an incubus? Succubus is probably the more commonly known word or name out of the two, and a lot of people will use that name for any sort of negative energy or entity that is either demonic or showing a kind of flirtatious manifestation, but those people would be incorrect.
Oh.
And we are here to inform you so that you are always the smartest person in the room.
Just like us. Just kidding. I can't even say it with a straight face.
I know. That's what we like to think.
Mm-hmm.
Succubus comes from the Latin origin spirit bride or lie under, and it is the female form of an incubus demon. The succubus attacks their victims at night, typically during deep or lucid dreams or sleep paralysis, and allegedly prefers religiously minded victims. Incubus is from the Old Latin word incubo, meaning nightmare, and also has origins in the Latin word incubare, which means to lie on. These are said to be the male version of succubus, so
female, male.
In this concept, they're female and male. And similarly, they present themselves to be extremely attractive to their victims, who are typically women. I read that sometimes they can also take on the form of someone known to the victim, so like a lover or a partner or somebody that you like. Some sources suggest that incubi, like the succubi, prefer to prey on strongly religious women or nuns. I wonder if that is because when you are like, I think that this counts for like people who are into this stuff, like into spiritual ghosty stuff too.
Spiritualism.
Once you become aware of it, then you also open yourself up, so then there's like things that can come and get you. So like,
what are you doing to me by teaching me things? Wait. Wait. I didn't know about this shit before. What are you trying to tell me?
But in the religious sense, maybe it's because, I don't know, because I'm not strongly religious, but if in some cases for people who are, I think that a lot of the language and a lot of the things that they learn about has to do with demons and sin and stuff like that, right?
The devil.
And the devil.
Satan. Yeah.
So then when they're like hyper fixated on stuff like that, it kind of manifests into reality. That could be why they're like, well, you guys keep talking about us, so
here we are.
We're coming after you.
Try to fight us all. Here we are.
Here we are. Some legends say that the incubus and succubus are two parts of the same demon. That's kind of cute. Two halves. Aww, two halves of a whole. Medieval folklore says that there are 9 times as many incubi as their female counterparts, succubi. So even though like the concept of a succubus is more well known, I think it's just because it's like a sexy woman is coming to like, you know, but in folklore, they believe that there's way more of the male demons than there are female demons.
Watch out.
Keep your eyes peeled. Now you may be asking how to fight one of these off if you ever encounter one. And we will tell you. The thing about these demons is that they get you when you are at your most vulnerable, when you're sleeping. So not only is your conscious mind asleep, but your spiritual guards are down also. Then they attack in another vulnerable, intimate way. So how do you fight them off when you're just at your most vulnerable ever?
And asleep. What do I do?
What do you do? Well, they are known to be hard to get rid of. Especially if one decides to attach itself to you. But nothing is impossible. We're going to give you some tips on how to disinvite them and how to get rid of one should you ever encounter it. Now, the typical religious rituals work. The sign of the cross or holy water or prayer should suffice. Some suggest that keeping a religious object or figure close by can help to ward off the demons so they like don't come around you. In most cases, these attacks are a one-off and not particularly harmful. It just ends up being like a lucid dream or some sort of a sleep paralysis experience, like one time. But if you've got a case where the demon is truly attached to you, then banishing it will take a little bit more effort and a couple more tools. I read that getting an aura cleansing can help detach them, and these are really good in any case of attachments in general. It kind of cleans the webs from your aura, and like
cleaning.
Yes, the way that I think of it is like when something is attached to you, it has its energetic claws in you or in your aura. So like cleaning your aura just helps to like loosen those so they detach easier. Some have said to do serious, intense cleansing rituals, often involving the sea or the ocean to help, and using lots and lots of salt. So salt is usually used for protection. It's also good for cleansing too, and water is great. Not just for cleaning, but for cleansing too.
Drink that water.
And specifically coming from the sea or the ocean, hey, it's got a lot of good juju in there, so it's really good for cleansing. Some have even said it takes a long time of constant energy cleansing and cutting out temptations. So that really means anything that is indulgent, quote unquote, like sugar, sex, spending money, things like that you kind of have to not indulge in anything. To,
Cold turkey.
You have to go cold turkey on everything that is seen to be like a little bit sinful, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by disengaging in those things, you are, again, like loosening up the attachment to you, because you're not open to like...
It's like the law of attraction.
I'm open to it, but you're not open to it anymore. Law of attraction. I don't know.
No thank you.
Law of saying no thank you.
Close my doors to that.
I also did see that if you are unable to banish these things, that you could try to bind it instead. So using a Wiccan ritual or a witchcraft spell to bind the particular demon so that it may be somewhat present, but it cannot touch you or affect you. So if you like really, really, really cannot get rid of it, you can keep it somewhere. This sounds really weird, but I'll give you an example. You could do this by binding it to the land or to a specific object and then safely getting rid of it. This is a little bit of a side note, but to expand on that example, I think I saw in a ghost hunting video on YouTube, a witch was able to bind a dark entity into like a vase or like a ceramic dish with a lid, something like that. So she bound the entity into the dish and she put it in a nearby river and basically offered it up to the river spirits. And she was like, they will literally take care of it. It doesn't matter what kind of an entity it is, how dark it is, they will take care of it.
Take it to the professionals.
Yep. I'm always of the belief that ancient nature spirits can help us, particularly with other like ancient entities. And I also believe that in most cases, it's best to not deal with these things on your own if you really don't know what you're dealing with. Like in the case of having an actual attachment that you can't get rid of by just like, okay, bye. Also, a lot of these examples for like warding away or getting rid of this are religious in nature, but they don't have to be. Like you can make your own, like we do our little blessings in our episodes.
I'll say there's workarounds, but not like workarounds, but there's not like
there's
rigid rules to it.
There's different versions of it. You can do your own a little ritual, a mantra or something, an affirmation even.
What feels right to you.
Yeah. It's basically just about collecting your energy and using it to dispel the negative one. But if that doesn't work, then you probably need help from somebody who knows what they're doing, and I would not suggest dabbling.
No. Do not dabble.
No.
Call the professionals.
Now we have a couple of succubus stories for you.
Reddit reads.
Reddit reads.
Now it's time for Reddit reads.
Reddit reads.
Guys, you know we love Reddit reads.
We love Reddit reads.
It's probably my favorite segment of them all.
Mine too, honestly.
As a gal who does not have Reddit. I love it. It's my favorite.
I regularly use Reddit, so
I
love it.
I love what you find from Reddit.
Okay, I'll give you the first story, and I'll read the second.
All right, so I'm reading it word for word.
Yep.
So this copy-paste right from Reddit. My mom in her first marriage lived alone in a one-bedroom apartment with her husband. At the time, they had no kids yet. No roommates, just the two of them. One morning, her husband went off to work. I think he went to work like an hour or so before she did. So she sees him out, closes the door, and is alone in the apartment. Makes her way back to the bedroom to get ready or whatnot. Then something opens the closet door and steps out of it. She is shocked to see that it is her husband, but she instantly gets a bad feeling. That sort of intuition when you know something isn't right. There's no way he could have come back in without her noticing since they were in a relatively compact apartment. The impersonator asked to have sex with her. Since she is very religious, she started rebuking him in Jesus' name or whatnot, and she said he slowly disappeared with an eerie smile on his face. My mother really isn't the type to lie, especially not about this sort of stuff. She takes it seriously, nor did she drink or do drugs. She says it with such conviction that I believe her. But yeah, I believe whatever she encountered was an incubus.
Oh yeah, I believe that it was an incubus.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So this is also what I mean by, like, it could be an invisible energy, but it also could be like an apparition or impersonating somebody in your real life
that you know,
like,
deeply.
Yeah, trying to get close to you. So whether it was an incubus or maybe it could have just been like a regular dark entity or something like that was just like kind of messing with her or trying to get close to her. But I don't know, she rebuked it in the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank God, Jesus.
And it worked. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know what I would do. Especially if you just saw your husband leave and then all of a sudden he's coming out of the closet.
You're like, let's have sex. You're like, what? Wait.
First and foremost,
I gotta go to work. Like,
I'm getting ready. Like, it's 7:30.
We don't have time for this.
I'm not. Also, when did you get into the closet?
What? Where'd you wait?
How did you
just
get
went
into
out the
closet?
door?
That kind of stuff, like the like mimicking stuff, for me, I don't get scared that easily of that stuff, but like that, it like goes inside of me and terrifies me, like mimicking voices and mimicking appearances and stuff, because why are you pretending to be a human?
I feel like it's a very powerful ability for them.
Yeah.
Demons, spirits, or whatever evilness to
and
have.
It freaks me the F out.
Like, no, you should not have that.
Okay, our second incubus/succubus story. This is me reading, by the way. I've encountered both. I was trying to go to sleep, but felt this weird mix of uneasiness and being turned on. My dogs were acting weird too, and I swear I saw something come through my door. Then I immediately fall asleep, like pretty much pass out, and start lucid dreaming. I see this beautiful woman walk towards my bed and I can't move. She had pale skin, black hair, wore leather. Having had many paranormal encounters over the years, I knew this was a spirit. It then said, "You're mine," and jumped on top of me. I remember kicking it in the gut and it flew off of me and held its arms out, and then these black talon-like claws shot out. Its skin turned gray and flaky. It also had these yellow fangs. I woke up and cast it out. The lights on the porch flickered, and then I heard a playful whisper of, "I'll be back." A few days later, a similar event happens, except I wake up in my dream, and I'm bound in these chains dangling from the ceiling. Some real BDSM stuff. I see this gentleman come from the other room wearing a similar getup, but he had gray flaky skin, claws, and fangs. It then said, "Told ya," smirked, and then I felt my energy being sucked away, and I felt like I was literally dying. It wasn't sexual because I knew exactly what was going on. It suddenly stopped, growled, and then left. The chains fell off and I fell from the ceiling, and I woke up when I felt like I hit my bed. Later on, a few months, I guess, I see this thing over my bed floating. It keeps shifting from a smiling woman, rage-filled screaming demon, and a handsome man, and back again. I tell it can't have me, I'm not interested, and I cast it out. It hasn't been back since. The weirdest part to me is that it just suddenly left that second time. It's like something ordered it not to come back. That's crazy.
Sir, I think you need to move.
I think you need to move. I think you need to get an aura cleansing. I think you need to put some salt in your doorway or something, because that was aggressive. That was like a little more of like something's like really trying to get you, like really trying to attach itself to you. But see it's presenting as like a really beautiful woman or like a really handsome man, but then it's also like
like a demon.
Yeah.
Gargoyle.
Ew. Well, those are our sex demon stories. Now, not all of these intimate experiences with the other side are evil or scary. What if we told you that people have fallen in love with ghosts, and even ghosts have fallen in love with living, breathing people? What would you do? What would you do if we told you that?
Freak out.
Because it's true.
Freak the freak out.
Freak the freak out. Hey. Now we're getting into tricky territory and into the aspects of spirits and spooky stuff that crosses lines in ways we cannot exactly understand. Cue the intro to Ghost Adventures. There are things in this world that we will never fully understand. We want answers. That's my Zach Bagans impression.
I love it.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're here to give you, well, debatably more questions than answers, but at least we're gonna explain some stuff for you. So we covered some scary encounters with sexy beings, but some people have reported and documented actually quite romantic experiences with a ghostly counterpart. Now, what does this literally mean? Well, although this is pretty rare, it can happen, and there are a lot of documented cases of people. Now, I will say a disclaimer, like a small disclaimer, it's mostly women. That's neither here nor there. I'm not really sure what that means, but it's mostly women who claim that a spirit is in love or attached to them, or in some cases, that they are in an actual romantic relationship with a ghost.
Okay, yeah.
To each their own.
You know.
In paranormal circles, this idea is sometimes called spectrophilia, which is the belief or experience of being emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to a ghost or spirit. There aren't a lot of scientific studies on this, obviously. It's mostly individual accounts and stories, but a surprising number of them have been shared in interviews, talk shows, documentaries, and tabloid stories over the years. Some of the most well-known accounts actually come from Hollywood celebrities like Kesha, Anna Nicole Smith, Coco Austin, even Lucy Liu have all publicly shared their stories about intimate encounters with spirits.
Lucy Liu.
So do I.
What the hell?
I was shocked.
I feel betrayed now finding this out. What do you mean, girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
So, who is this ghost trying to get intimate with you, you may be asking? Well, I'm going to talk about a couple theories as to what this is and why it's happening. First is the highly improbable but somehow not impossible concept that a totally random ghost has chosen you as the focus of their affections. Or the second, that the spirit maybe of a past life lover who was not incarnated with you, who cannot let you go. Or the secret scary third option, it's actually a negative being that is attached to you and feeding off of you. Now, I'm calling these theories, but really they are the potential possibilities or explanations for who the F this ghost who is in love with you really is. Now, theory 1 is probably the most innocent, and it's just a random spirit happens to be taken with you. How cute.
Just the luck of the draw.
This theory paints the ghost as more human than scary, just a spirit with unfinished emotional business.
Stop.
Trying to connect the only way it can, or one that is unable to move on from this world. I do wonder how these spirits can feel emotions, though, like love or affection. I mean, I get the idea of some entities being conscious enough to, like, communicate or to move things, but the idea that they could be conscious to the point where they are, like, actively in love or, like, falling in love with people, that's a little food for thought. Yeah. Like I said, this one is the more innocent theory, where a spirit of someone who has passed away maybe 100 years ago, maybe semi-recently, finds you to be attractive to them in some way. Maybe you acknowledge them or pay attention to their presence. What I mean by innocent is usually this manifests in sweet interactions, subtle and not objectively very creepy, but sometimes they can progress into a, physical relationship, I guess. But of the whole, this potential possibility / theory is kind of the most innocent. It's also the easiest to get rid of, basically, to kind of... I'm not into that. Bye.
No, thank you.
Or I am into that.
Let's go.
You can stick around.
Oh.
Whatever you're into. We cannot start filming. I don't know how.
I'm too physical of a person. Even when you're the one talking, I'm still doing actions and gestures. I don't know if they're ready for it.
She's acting out whatever I'm saying.
And we're not on camera,
No.
so I'm just doing it for myself.
Theory 2 is a little bit deeper, in the sense that you may have been tied to this spirit when they were living in a past life. In this case, the theory suggests that you two were once lovers, whether physically or unrequited or something that didn't last. That part is up for interpretation. In a past life together, and that unfortunately you were not reincarnated together in this current life. But it also suggests that the bond was so strong that they, in their spirit form, were able to find you again in this life. The only problem is that, well, they're a ghost and you are a human.
Different state.
You're in different planes, baby. Girl, he's on a different plane. It's not gonna work out. This one is a little bit deeper because it can often mean real feelings on both sides. If there's a sense of comfort or familiarity with this presence around, and this particular ghost may feel more comfortable to cross certain boundaries, aka touching and speaking, or it may be that the connection is deep enough that metaphysically you can communicate easily and sense thoughts and words and emotions, etc. So like there really is like a spiritual bond and connection there. This one kind of makes me sad because I really do believe in soulmates and soul connections and connections that can exceed time and space. But it's so depressing to think of the concept that you are not living at the same time as one of your soul connections, but they're like still wanting to reach out to you or still wanting to be around you. And that maybe this weird ghostly presence, affectionate way is the only way for them to be close to you because they're like not in the three. Oh my god, Mackenzie's crying now.
God, this is so
I know.
I wasn't ready for this.
Happy Valentine's
I
Day.
having sex with ghosts.
Well, we are.
Unrequited love for ghosts.
But it just might be an ex past life lover.
Yeah, but you said soul connection. It got my heart going.
I know. Now, that being said, this is not positive PR for ghost relationships, okay?
Me thinking I might just go for it.
Spirits are spirits and humans are humans, and we exist on different planes for a reason. Yep, sorry to burst your bubble. The soul connection thing doesn't really make it okay, but it can give you some insight into why this spirit may be attached or drawn to you. But in this case, and any other ghost love case, it's best to help the spirit to let go and move on and like fully move on from this world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, theory 3, the secret scary third theory.
Uh-oh.
There may be a negative or demonic entity attached to you and is actively feeding on your energy. LOL.
LOL, it could not be a good one. It could be actually just a really, really bad one.
It could actually just be bad. This is the worst option, obviously, but when a negative entity gets you in their sights, it can be not very good. And yes, in some cases, it can be kind of romantic in concept, in theory, but there's always something off about it. And I mean, despite it not being a living, breathing person, meaning that it can be a little more aggressive or invasive, and in most cases, completely unwanted. So there's two kind of like sub-theories or sub-possibilities to this one. One is that genuinely, for whatever reason, this dark entity is obsessed with you or actually in love with you. Mm-hmm. So the affectionate advances may be, like I said, a little bit more aggressive and forward. And for these entities particularly, they are harder to get rid of or to detach from you. Then there's the more sinister possibility that this dark or demonic entity is posing as a harmless, innocent spirit who begins showing you affection, and then maybe it progresses more until basically it has earned your trust and gotten close to you.
Sounds like my ex.
At that point,
this part really sounds like him.
Oh my god, he was an incubus.
Guys.
We solved it. We figured it out.
Oh, hallelujah.
At that point, it may start to become aggressive and harmful and angry. And at this time, it may be actively feeding on your energy or your fear.
He did feel very draining.
This doesn't necessarily mean that it's a succubus or incubus, but I would categorize them as the same severity and to be taken seriously. Ex-boyfriends included. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Is a ghost in love with me? Oh. Well, here are the signs that you can look out for to be sure if a ghost or a being from the other side is in fact in love with you. I'm just going to list these off. You feel a constant unseen presence around you, especially when you're alone or when you're emotional. And it doesn't feel threatening, it almost feels comforting. Objects move, lights flicker, or electronics glitch only when you're in the room, and in some cases only when you're alone. You have repeated dreams about the same figure or shadowy presence, and in these dreams they are romantic or intimate, and they feel really real. I would say that that's kind of a
Big one.
a very big clue if in general something is attached to you, because like we talked about before, when you're sleeping you're very vulnerable and you're very open, but also dreams are how a lot of things communicate. It's like kind of the easiest way to interact with you is through your subconscious, because you don't have all of the filters and the blocks, right? If you feel sudden waves of affection or warmth or longing with no obvious reason or source. If you hear your name whispered, or if you hear full-on sentences being spoken to you.
Red flag, call someone.
Sometimes out loud, but sometimes in your head too. Oh. She went flying. Sometimes if you're like picking up sentences in your mind, you feel like you're being watched, but not in a threatening or creepy way, just like eyes are on you. You feel emotionally bonded to something that you can't explain, or strangely attached to a presence or feeling, or even sometimes a specific item that may have some meaning to the spirit. If you talk to the presence, that's a good indicator, and it feels like it's listening to you.
If you're talking to something and it's talking back,
that's a big sign.
There's a sign that you might have something going on.
If you feel a strange jealousy or tension in the air when you talk about other romantic interests, and in the same vein, suddenly your real-life romantic interests are falling off out of the blue without explanation, could be a reason.
Something's messing with it.
Or if you feel oddly loyal to this presence, even though it isn't physically real. And then obviously the romantic intimacy bit, like if you are actively having a sex life with a being who's not
a human,
a 3D human, those could be some indicators that a ghost is in love with you. Now, we want to read you guys a couple of stories of first-hand encounters with this sort of thing. The first one is a celebrity encounter, and then a semi-famous case of a woman who was in love with a ghost, and then a little Reddit read story to finish us off.
Okay, I'll start us off with our celebrity story.
Yeah.
So we have Ann Nicole Smith. So Ann Nicole Smith was an American actress, model, and reality TV star. She was popularly known for some of her high-profile marriages and being a playboy. She has a ghost lover story that is quite well known. She reported that while living in an apartment in Texas for a time in the early 2000s, she had intimate relations with a ghost not only once but nearly every night she was there. Smith initially thought it was her boyfriend, but quickly realized it wasn't. Quote, I was freaked out about it, but then I was like, well, you know what? He's never hurt me, and he just gives me some amazing sex, so I have no problem. She told the Men's Magazine in 2004. It was not a dream because it was happening every night. I told my boyfriend, and he didn't believe me. Of course, men. That's basically all the info we have about that one.
That one is crazy also because she's very famous. Like, people,
she's known.
She's well known.
And has not, like, changed her mind on this either. Like, she's like...
And she was like, yeah. Like,
this is it.
I was kind of into it. Like, it didn't hurt me or anything.
No, it was good.
It was just what was happening. I did read after that she said it didn't happen once she, like, moved out of the apartment. So if it was just something that was, I don't know if it was a incubus succubus, or if it was just like a spirit that was like, oh my god, she's so gorgeous and I love her.
Stuck in that place. Yeah.
Okay, this next one is about a lady who fell in love with a ghost. And this story is insane, I will tell you. Buckle up your boots and your coats and your hats. Okay, Amanda Teague from Ireland has a very fascinating story of ghostly romance. I shall start from the beginning, but this is a long story. Amanda claims that she was first visited by a presence in 2014. She's said to have felt a presence beside her in bed one night, then claiming that the presence presented himself to her. She described this spirit as having long dark hair, and I'm fairly certain I read this in one of the articles. She said he was, quote, devastatingly handsome.
Aren't they all?
Her and this presence had an intimate experience. One that would last for months and months and turn into years. Soon, she came to find that this entity was called Jack, and he was a Haitian pirate from the 1800s. She described their connection...
Whoa there, Jack.
She described their connection grew both romantically and intimately, and eventually she believed that Jack was her soulmate and that their connection went beyond a typical spiritual encounter. She has said that they went on dates, communicated emotionally through mediums, and even had a sexual relationship described as very satisfying. In some articles, she said the ghost sex was better than she had had with any man. Hey, girl. I hear you. By July of 2016, she wanted more out of this relationship. The great ghost sex was not enough for her.
No. She needed more.
She needed more. So she gave him an ultimatum.
I'm not giving the ghost.
The concept of giving your ghost boyfriend an ultimatum.
I like it. I like her.
I like her. Either they advanced their relationship in commitment or she would be done. Quote, I told him I wasn't really cool with having casual sex with the spirit and I wanted us to make a proper commitment to each other.
She said, I ain't no ghostly booty call, sir. I need some commitment.
Yep. She said, quote, growing up in Ireland, in my era, you were taught that if a man bedded you, he should wed you. She said, quote, I knew from my research that spiritual marriage was a thing, so it was more me that wanted to get married than him. He would have been happy like most men with just sex. Man, even from the other side, men are just
thinking about one thing.
They're just thinking about one thing.
One organ is fueling the whole thing.
She said she did a lot of research and she read that spiritual marriage was possible and like had been done before. So she's like, okay, let's do it. So
she said it's about to be done again.
She said, bet. Amanda chartered a boat and with the help of a medium and a self-described officiant, she held a wedding ceremony on the Atlantic Ocean. This was done outside Irish and UK territory and in international waters because she believed that it would be recognized legally if it was in international waters. Although Jack couldn't be there physically, there was a medium present who was relaying his responses and him saying, I do.
Stop. I can't.
A skull and crossbones flag represented him, and a ring was placed on a candle during the ritual. This marriage was, okay, I put legally, but it was documented on paper. Like, they had a marriage certificate, and it was, like, submitted. But I did read somewhere that it wasn't actually legally recognized because
they were on international
under,
waters.
like, UK law, marriage had to be between two living consenting parties and must be registered in a recognized jurisdiction. Obviously, I think that this law was created to deter people from marrying dead bodies and animals and shit like that. But because Jack obviously was not there physically to give, like, a verbal consent, it wasn't seen as legal.
Not her going through all that trouble for them to say no.
Well, despite that, Amanda and her family celebrated her marriage. But before long, she was beginning to notice flaws in the relationship. And in late 2018, Amanda divorced her ghost husband, claiming that he was trying to kill her.
Jack? What the hell?
She noted that her health quickly was declining, and she realized that Jack was using her as an energy source. Quote, my health kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where I ended up with sepsis last year, in June, and I almost died. I had to have an emergency surgery. Quote, Jack was basically an energy vampire. On socials, she warned others about dabbling in spirituality, suggesting it was dangerous, and she cautioned others against getting involved intimately and romantically with spirits. Quote, when we die, it's normal to stay in the earthbound realm for a period, but when spirits stay around too long, they need an energy source. And unfortunately, Jack was using me as an energy source. He had never accepted his own death, so he wanted to continue living through my body. Amanda said this led her to break off contact and undergo what she described as a soul extraction, similar to an exorcism, to rid herself of the spirit.
Soul extraction? That sounds mean.
She reported that her health has improved after the separation. So she found out that this spirit that she believed was her soulmate of a 300-year-old pirate.
Yeah.
She thought it was her soulmate, but then she found out that actually he was, like, using her energy to just, like, stay here for a while.
Feels like fraud.
Feels like fraud. I feel
Feels
like
ghostly fraud.
Yeah.
I feel like we can take him to court.
If you could.
For pain and suffering.
She should.
I would like to
He tricked her.
Legality. Yeah, that's kind of rude.
It is a little rude.
You gave it up to the ghost and
Yeah.
he just used you.
Not even just intimate relationship. She got married to this ghost.
Committed herself.
And then she's like, he just wanted me for my energy.
He's just literally killing
Classic story.
I think I've heard this one
The
time
man
and
just
time
sucked
again.
the life out of me and that's it.
That's what my mom says about us children.
Okay.
Reddit reads.
Reddit reads.
Reddit reads.
It's our last Reddit reads of the episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Ending on a good note.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Straight copy and pasted.
Mm-hmm.
Reading it straight from Reddit. A ghost is in love with me. I've always been interested in the paranormal and wanted to experience more. Now, I have a ghost boyfriend. In April of this year, I met someone who had a lot of death surrounding them. Let's call him Alex. It was odd, but I felt an extreme pull to him and an extreme pull to use a Ouija board with him. Why am I reading this
why
story?
are you reading this? I don't know.
We know it's not Mackenzie talking.
No. We know.
In the past, I've never messed with a board and honestly have always been a bit frightened. Still, I knew I had to try it out with this particular individual. Barely an acquaintance, I invited Alex back to my apartment so that we could try using a Ouija board. During the session, the name Chad came through. Stunned, Alex explained that a friend of his died a few years back and his name was Chad. I wanted to see... Okay, never mind. We'll get into it, I guess. I wanted to see if Alex was a person.
Oh, he is.
Okay. Explained that a friend of his died a few years back and his name was Chad. I knew essentially nothing about Alex's deceased friend as I watched Alex and Chad talk to each other through the board. Alex had never been into the paranormal and was sitting next to me shocked, exclaiming that this was his friend. Alex and I began being able to feel Chad's presence in my home. Alex explained being able to see Chad's hands on his shoulders and comfort. I felt similar sensations and a clear presence. Following this session, my extreme pull towards Alex started to dissipate. In the days after, I noticed that I was still sensing Chad's presence. I could still feel him and knew when he was around. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. To this day, Chad is with me. I talk to him through the board semi-regularly, and have found that I can sense his feelings and thoughts as well as feel his touch. Ooh. We've become very close, and have a physical relationship as well. Chad likes feet and enjoys touching mine while I'm occupied doing other things. He thinks it's funny. He also tells me I'm beautiful and that he loves me often. Sometimes I even get visions where I can see where he is and what he's doing. Over time, I have learned nuances of his personality, how he likes to communicate, spelling habits he has taken on the board, and what makes him happy. We've had everything from lighthearted joke and conversation to serious talks about life and what's important. Chad's even protective if I mention using the board somewhere else, which he every time clearly tells me not to. Some of my friends believe me, but at the same time, it can be hard to not question my own beliefs. Yet I have noticed my own ties to him strengthening over time as I can sense him more easily.
This one is a little bit crazy, and this is all I gave for the story, but I was reading some of the comments on this thread, and she was like, some people were like, do you think that you were attracted to Alex only because of the spirit of Chad being like drawn to you? And she was like, yeah, I definitely think so, because her and Alex like don't talk. She's like, I don't care about him, but initially she was like, ooh, he's like so alluring to me, I guess. Ooh. Wow, that's crazy.
I think you need an aura cleanse.
A ghost boyfriend. But he seems harmless. Like,
that's how the other one seemed first. The one that tried to kill her.
Oh.
Amanda.
Well, she married that ghost. Maybe this girl is like, oh, he just... Although him calling her beautiful and saying I love you all the time is kind of...
Also, using the board elsewhere and him telling her no. Is like very kind of controlling.
It's controlling. It's all... Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Interesting. That's an interesting one. So, have you ever couchéed avec un ghost? Has a ghost been in love with you? Maybe a ghost is in love with you right now. Whatever the circumstance, we hope you enjoyed today's episode, and happy Valentine's Day, our Twitchy Witchies. We love you all very much. And if you have any of your own spooky stories or paranormal happenings or witchy experiences or intimate encounters with
Guys,
a ghost,
I want to hear them.
We really want to hear them.
There's no judgment.
No!
I would like to understand more.
We listen and we don't judge. We've said it before.
We read and we don't judge.
We read and we talk a lot, but we don't judge. That's one thing we don't do. You can send your stories to teatalestalks@gmail.com or send them to us through our spooky story submissions form in our link tree.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Tea Tales and Talks, to keep up to date with everything we're up to and all of our upcoming spooky episodes. And until next time, our twitchy witchy friends, stay spooky and don't let your tea get cold.
Mwah.
Voulez-Vous? Voulez-Vous coucher avec le fantôme?